Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? Well, welcome back to the second episode of the Highway 66 Corvair Street Rod Project and the Manufacturer's Product Showcase. Today on episode 2, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going on today here up underneath the car. We're actually going to do some work on it. I've got my grinder out. We may get the welder out here, but I've got some things that's already been set up, and I want to show you what we're going to do. You know, we cut the floor out of the car, and eventually we're going to have to put the floor back. So what we're going to do today is going to help me do that when we get to that point. I'd like to thank you so much for watching episode 1. You know, a 39-minute video was pretty ridiculous, and a lot of you guys and ladies actually watched it anyway. I appreciate that. We're getting subscribers. We're almost close to 200, and we only released the video on the 19th, and I know that's probably minuscule to what some of you guys are thinking, but hey, we're excited about it, and you know, I just really appreciate it. And we've got almost 3,000 views on the first episode and part 1, 2, 3, and 4 covering how I got the 66 Corvair. But anyway, I really do appreciate that. Thanks again. I hope you subscribe and support the channel. And again, I don't know what all that's about. We're just here to have a good time and build a nice hot rod. But anyway, in the second part of that, in the manufacturer's product showcase, we still have a lot of companies that are weighing out what they want to do as far as getting. We've got some that's already have committed to getting involved. They're just deciding on to what level they want to do that in. But I can tell you this: we've got one manufacturer that's come on board wholeheartedly, and it's one of the biggest names in the street rod industry. You're going to know who they are. They've been around for probably over 40 years, and they are the best in the business at what they do. Their customer service is fantastic. And I'm saying all this, and I don't have a single thing from this company, but I do know who they are. I know who a lot of the people that work there behind the scenes and represent that company, and they are top notch. And I'll give you a little sneak peek. They've kept more guys cool in their hot rods and ladies driving down the street than anybody else in the street rod industry. So anyway, we got a little bit of work to do today, so thanks for sticking around. I hope you'll join us here. This one's going to give maybe about 20-minute long video if I can get everything squeezed in here. And if it's longer, we're just going to cut them in half and we'll just release more videos. So thanks again. Enjoy the episode number 2, and welcome back to the Highway 66 Corvair Street Rod Project and the Manufacturer's Product Showcase. Let's go, and I'll show you what we're going to do first. All right, guys, we're down here actually sitting on the ground so I can get a better picture and show you what we're going to do, and I hope you can see this. At least you don't have to look at me. You can kind of look at what's going on. But if you look underneath the car, there's a lip hanging down there that joins the unibody together. And there's a lot of rivets, a lot of dents in it. There's a lot of places that have been used in the past to jack the car up, which we know what that's like. You just pick a place and jack it up and hope it will lift the car up. But anyway, that's something I'm going to address today. And so what I thought I'd do, again, I hope you can see this and get this picture, but you can tell a little bit right there, and you see that's uneven right there where that part is at. So what my plan is today, I'll show you what we're going to do, and I'm going to grind all of that off underneath. Not all of it, not taking it down. We're going to take away about 1/8 of an inch of it, and to allow for something that I've got made here that's sitting on the table, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that and why I'm doing it. So anyway, you can see that runs down the full length of the body, where again the unibody is joined together. And so anyway, let me show you what we're going to do and what I'm going to take care of this with, and see if it helps. And again, you can comment on this if you think the idea was worth the effort. So anyway, let me show you what we got going on, and let's go to the next step on this little deal here. So let's get the grinder out. I'm going to set the camera back up, and you see the old guy here do some actual grinding work on the ground. And again, boy, sure makes me miss the lift and the hot rod shop. But again, if I can do this at my age, anybody can do this if they want to work on their hot rod. It just takes a little bit of dedication and determination to get the work done. So anyway, let me get the camera back up here and let's get to work. All right, let's get some grinding done. I got a face shield on, I got my glasses on, I've got my grinder down here, and I've got my little square. And what we're doing, we've got this set at 7/8 of an inch right here. And what we're going to try to do, again, the unibody sections that are welded together here, they're spot welded together. There's about 3 layers of that. And what's going on, they're so uneven. Some of them are, you know, some of them are 1.25 inches, some of them are 1 inch, some of them are, you know, the 3/4 of an inch, where they actually go up before the ruler will hit the body like this right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to put something around this to help this out. And we need to grind all that down to where it's right around the 7/8 of an inch mark, 3/4, somewhere around in there. So I'm going to take the grinder and we're going to get rid of most of that. So again, let's get a little grinding work done here, and we'll see how this is going to turn out. I think the sparks are going to go that way, so that's a good thing. All right, we're getting there. It's going to take some time. We've got to go almost 73 inches to cover this ground. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing here, but you can see what we're doing. And, well, how's it going? If you think this is fun, it is. I love this stuff. It keeps me going. It's my therapy. It's what works for me. And yeah, I got 2 pair of glasses on because I can't see, and I'm not gonna wear my contacts while I'm doing all this grinding. So it takes 2 pair. That's the true sense of the word 4 eyes. I hope that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings because I'm doing it myself. But anyway, all you guys that are set up in the shop, man, I was there. Been there, done that. The plasma cutters, all that stuff. It would take no time to do this. But like I said, I'm an Army guy, and when I was in the Army, we did so much for so long with so little, we could do anything with nothing. And that's what we're doing today. I've got a welder, I've got a 4.5-inch angle grinder, and I've got some basic hand tools, and I promise you, that's the way this car is going to be built. I'm going to do it with the tools that I have. So I'm going to show you don't have to have all of that fun stuff. It's conveniences, and that's exactly what it is. Don't get me wrong. I love my lift, my big Synchro-Wave welder, and the 25 horsepower compressor that would do anything, the paint booth and all that stuff. Been there, done that. We're doing this, like you say, maybe the hard way. But it's also the fun way. If you're passionate about building cars and working on your classics and your hot rods, this is down and dirty. This is the way we get it done here. So I'm going to have fun, brother. I'm just sitting here grinding on this or not. So stick around. I got some more grinding to do, and we'll see if we can get all the way down that 73 3/4 of an inch long, I think. Again, I'm going to stop it here in a little bit after I grind a little more. I'm not going to make you watch it all. I just want you to know that I'm actually doing the work. Like I say, some of us old timers still have it in us to get these cars done. And so anyway, thanks again. Let me get back to some grinding. All right, we'll keep going just a little bit more, and then I'll finish it up and come back in a minute. All right, we're getting there. We got about a foot, so we got about 5-6 feet to go. So let me take the camera away from what we're doing so you don't have to go through the misery of watching me do this. And I'll be back in just a few minutes, and I'll show you what we've got on the table so you can see what we're actually going to do. And if it makes any sense to you, then give us a thumbs up and let us know what you think. So let's take a minute here, and we'll get the camera relocated. Thanks. Hang around. All right, guys, there you go. You can see from the highlighted area. Hope you can see that. Right there. I've ground down on the edge, and that's been ground down flush to about 7/8 of an inch all the way down through there. About 20 minutes worth of grinding that you didn't have to watch, so I don't make another 39-minute video. But let me now, there we've got it taken care of, and everything is pretty level. What it did too, also, it got away a lot of the dirt that was up inside there and vibrated a lot of it out from the grinding. So that was a benefit. But anyway, let me get back up on the table and I'll show you what we're going to do and what's going there. Okay guys, let me show you what I've got laying here on the table. I hope you can see this and we're getting a good enough shot of this. But anyway, I've got some 1 by 2 inch rectangle tubing here. This is a 16 gauge, so it's not very thick. It doesn't have to be very thick because of the actual unibody sections. And those were probably around, they might have been 16 gauge around the bottom of the door. More likely probably 18 or somewhere around in there, but not very heavy material. So I don't need to add anything more than what we've got right here. And I'll show you why I've got this laid out and what I've got cut out. Now, I did this yesterday, and I'm going to go back on the next video, and I'll show you exactly how I did this. And again, I'm going to show you right now what's going on. But you can see there's a groove cut right there. And that's about a 1/4 of an inch groove cut. And I hand cut that, and I'm going to show you that in here a little bit when we get ready to do the other one. But that was cut with my 4.5 inch angle grinder with a 6-inch cutoff wheel, which makes more sense to me if you're careful with it, because you're going to get your cutoff wheel is going to last you twice as long. But there is a 3/8 hole. Now there is a bung, is what I'm going to call it. There's a DOM rod down in there that's been welded inside, and that goes all the way through. And you can see this. That's all the way through the back, and then was welded in, and then I ground it down a little bit flush so we can have that weld or that thread go all the way through from one side to the other. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, this whole piece of tubing is about 73 3/4 of an inch long. There's the one that we haven't done anything to yet. I think that's a 10-foot piece. We got 2 10-foot pieces to do this. But again, we're looking at 73 3/4 of an inch long. I believe that's what it measured out to. But if some of you guys already can tell what we're going to do. Now, to dress up that little panel, that little where all those flanges go together when the unibody was welded together, what I'm going to do, this little 1/4 inch opening here, this right here, this piece right here will go to the outside of the car. This is going to go to the inside of the car right here. So we're going to have 5 bolts. And what I'm going to do with that from the edge of the body, inside of the body, and I'll get over there and show you that, from the edge of that, this is going to go up underneath the car. This is going to go surround this piece, that piece right here we just ground down where the unibody's been done. So we're going to straddle that. And this piece will go to the outside, and this piece is going to go to the inside. So when you see that from the outside, this is 1 inch, and that's what that unibody welding structure should have been under there. If it had been uniformed without all the dents over the years, and if it had been pressed together and ground down accurately, it would have been about 1 inch long. So when you look up underneath the car, all you're going to see is that 1 inch wide flange right there. But look how it's a lot nicer looking. It's going to be smooth. It'll allow me to paint that. It's going to look a lot better than the unibody pieces that were welded together and underneath the car. So you can kind of see what I'm doing now and the concept behind this and what this is going to allow me to do. Let me get back over to the car. Let me get still got a mess there. I got to clean up my mess in a minute. My cardboard laying there. Let me see if I can get the door open here with one hand. Oh, come on. Got to get in there. My thumb ain't long enough. Oh, there we go. Now, so my idea is what we're going to do is when we come inside the car and we get down here. Now, I'm climbing around in here. So when I get in here and you see this piece right here, that's where I ground down. And if I put my finger in it, that goes up 7/8 of an inch now, which is going to bring that piece of tubing about right here. Now, this right here was where this section goes up right here. You can see that go up like that and down. And what that was a seat riser. But I'm going to build my own seat risers, and I'll do that the way I want. And we're probably going to keep the original seats in the car. But I'll build my risers the way I want that to sit where it's comfortable for me. But when that piece surrounds this, it's going to come up to about right here. We're going to have, let me see, right here, when we come from here out, where the bolts are going all the way down through here, they're going all the way down, 5 bolts, and I'm going to weld a piece to this. It'll be 11 gauge, weld it to this, and then it will set on top of the piece that I just showed you. So what's going to happen, and again, we're doing away with the unibody, so we got to have a way to put the floor in and still be able to remove the chassis when we want to take the chassis out of the car for painting or whatever we're going to do. So the body then setting here on these 5 bolts. There'll be some more interior bolts here as I come in towards the transmission tunnel. They will be there, and then of course everything up to the front of the car, up there where the old frame horns are at, that will tie into the body up there, and that'll be bolted in. And then when I get back to the back, I'm actually going to bolt that in too. So again, when we get back here, when it goes all the way back there to the back of the car, that'll all be bolted in, and that way our floor pan be kind of like a, you know, like the 32 Roadster. Those are bolted in with bolts that go down the side of the frame rail. And that's kind of what I'm mimicking right here. So, and even all this piece right here, even this piece right here, there's a flange under there. Same flange that's out there on the outside. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make another 1 inch or 2 inch piece, 1 by 2. It's going to come out here like this. It's going to come out about that far, about 2 inch, about 1 3/4 inch, 1.5 inches maybe after we go up under here. And then that's going to come around here, and then I'll taper it up. And then our floor pan will be able to follow this piece right here. That from the piece that I'm adding, it gives me something to set the floor pan on, and from here to about to that maybe 4 inches out, that'll be 11 gauge, and it's going to really give me a lot of strength, and the structural integrity that we'll gain on the unibody from doing this, I think it's going to be a big advantage. So anyway, let me get this going, and I'll show you, see if I can get this thing in there, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it mounted, and see what you think about that. So stick around, we're getting it done. Thanks for watching. Hang on. Alright guys, I hope you can see this. I'm going to try to get better pictures later. But you can see I've got the new rail in and how nice and smooth it is. Let me see if I can get under here. I'm laying on the ground trying to get this for you. And it goes all the way up to the front. That piece of tubing now is surrounding the original, you know, the seam where all of the unibody was put together. And I'll show you one on the inside in a minute, show you what it looks like. A lot nicer looking. I've got a piece of cardboard back there, hopefully try to give you a background where you can see that. But let's see what we got on the inside. Okay, here we are on the inside, and you kind of see my whole purpose in this now, I hope. Like I said, I saved you the hassle of hammering that, and actually didn't hammer it up there. I used a jack to push that up under to hold it and get it all the way down through there. And there's a little extra work back here in the back that has to be notched out, where that goes up underneath this section right here, underneath the original unibody structure here. That goes up under, so we cut that out where that would go up further enough on the outside where everything would fit flush. But as you can see there, now my plan is to, what we'll do now, I'll come in right here all along this. I will weld my floor pan to the body, to the unibody. It won't be welded to this piece right here at all. And I think you can see what I'm doing. So with the bolt holes, once this is welded, it'll be welded here on the inside, and it'll be welded on the outside. And I'll use some seam fill out there on the outside where it makes everything look really nice. And that's a paintable product, so you'll be able to paint over that, and it'll be the body color. So as that's you know, as that's looking good like that. So anyway, that goes all the way, and if you look too, you can tell that that piece actually extends out towards the front a little bit, probably about 1 inch. Well, so does the outside of the body. And when we get ready to form everything up and shape everything with inner fender panels, that goes the full length of the outside of that body seam, so everything looks a little nicer there. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today. So you can see what I'm doing, and that will give me, again, those are 3/8. They're it's got a thread all the way through the bottom. That's a full 1 inch. It's a 1x2 16 gauge, and that's going to give me a great place again right here to set my body my floor pan on to start that, and it'll come out further, you know, out in the center of the car. But once that's welded in, that's going to strengthen up the whole unibody section, and it puts my that 11 gauge is going to really help out with that first section of the floor pan. The rest of it will be probably 16 gauge. It'll be a smooth pan. I'm not going to have a lot of bead rolls in it where you have a lot of different surfaces, because when we use the lizard skin on this stuff here, it's going to make it a lot smoother. And I will I'll do probably like a rocker shields underneath, where that keeps everything, you know, looking nice, and you can paint that. So let me get out of the car and we'll get back and get some pictures of the car. Whew, that was fun. I know you didn't get to see me do everything, but anyway, there it is. I think it's going to work out good. And let me go around the other side. Let me see what that looks like. Let me shut the door. Well, I don't know. Wonder what the... Oh, that was my door handle. Those are just on there so I can get in and out of the car, but they're not clipped in. So let's go around here. Let me see here. There's my seats. Let's look at it from this side. And there. Now you can see the whole plan in that one little piece. It's taken a few hours to do that. It's taken about 4 hours to do it, actually, to get it all cut out and get the all the little spuds welded in that are drilled out for the 3/8 bolts. But I think that's a good start to get the floor pans when we get ready to do that. Now, back here in that corner where that kind of bows around there, I'm going to follow that same principle around that. So it'll actually be a piece there too. But my main part was right there at the door where we'd have something to bolt the pan into. So anyway, I hope you think this is pretty good effort on our second video, our second episode of the Highway 66 project. And I really appreciate you guys watching. And we'll get back around here and take another shot of the car. I like to leave it with that, so you can see we haven't done anything else but that. And we're going to finish the other one this week, and we'll have both of those pieces put in structurally. So that'll be all set to go. Let me get back a little bit further. I think the kids are upset across the street. So anyway, there we go. Another good shot of the 66. And again, guys, thank you so much for your questions and your comments. No matter what, I've got a lot of comments of the guys, or some of them are upset with me cutting this car up, telling me we could have cut up, you know, just a regular, you know, just not a Corsa. We could have done just a regular two-door coupe without sacrificing that Corsa 66 turbo. But you know what, this is just a hot rod thing. You know, that's just what we're going to do. So we've already committed. We can't go back and back up now and turn it back into the turbo, which that's not what I'm going to do. But I don't mind the comments. They're okay. We'll take them all, and I'm going to answer every one that I can. So if you guys want to take the time to write in, then please do that, and I'll respond, and you know, and kind of let you know where we're at on the car. So anyway, hang on, and I'll let you know who's coming aboard that's already signed up on the Highway 66 project here, and I'll let you know who that manufacturer is and what they're doing for us. Stick around. Guys, that's pretty much it for today, and I want to thank you for sticking around for episode 2 and watch me work on the Corvair a little bit, and to make plans to get the new floor pan in. I think it's going to help out a lot on what I've done today, and next week we'll have it all welded in on the next video, and you'll get to see what it looks like after it's welded in, and you'll get to see me build the other one so you can see how I got to that point. But again, thanks for watching. But I am really excited today. I get to share, again, you know, from my last video, we've been on the phone quite a bit talking to some of the manufacturers to see if we can get them involved in the Highway 66 project. And well, today I get to announce 2 that have officially come on board to help us build the 1966 Corvair. Guys, I couldn't be more excited. The first company I'd like to say that come on board that committed about a week and a half ago, one of the biggest names in the street rod industry. We couldn't be more excited about this and having them on board. They were excited about the project and thought it would be pretty cool, and they wanted to lend a hand to make sure that we could get this car on the road in about a year. So anyway, guys, none other than Vintage Air has come on board to help us with the AC system in the car, and that's a big deal, guys. And if I sound like I'm excited, that's because I really am. Under the dash, we're going to be using the Gen 2 compact unit that has AC. It has the air, it has the defrost, and it has heat. And it's small enough to get under the dash, but I believe big enough to do what we need to keep us cool down here in the Houston and the Texas area. So anyway, that's just one part. The next huge part, guys, this is such a big deal for me. they're going to come in with their newest addition to their front runner system. And what that is, that's a cast aluminum, all built into one unit that goes on the front of the LS, that incorporates the water pump, the AC housing, the bracket work, all of the alternator and the power steering unit. Guys, I think it's a 356 T6 aluminum casting. They're done right here in-house at Vintage Air, and that's a big deal. And not only does it work, I know these products work because I've used them in the past, but it doesn't just work, it looks fantastic. And the unit that I've decided to go with on the front when we get to that is going to be the natural cast finish with all of the black anodized pulleys. And the color combo that I've got picked out, I think we're going to do the car in. I'm going to share that way down the road. I think it's going to really look great on the interior of that engine compartment and make it really stand out. So guys, that's huge to have Vintage Air on board with us to help build the Corvair. And as we go, again, we're going to mention these guys because they deserve it. That's a big deal to have a company just come in and get on board to help us build this car with who they are and how big they are. We're just really excited about that. So Vintage Air, I wanted to thank you personally again today in the second episode of this video, and thanks for coming on board. And later on, we'll see if we can't work out something, we hope, maybe with Vintage Air, where I'm just shooting in the dark here now. They haven't said any of this, but I know Vintage Air, maybe we can offer a little bit of a discount to everybody that subscribes or links into this to the Highway 66 project. If we can put a link on what we're going to be putting in there, maybe we can work out something to get you guys some savings if you go directly to Vintage Air through us. So anyway, Vintage Air, thank you so much. The second big company, guys. Again, these are some of the biggest names in the industry. We can't make this car work without these parts, and they're brand new, and they work fantastic. Again, I've used them before, but anyway. The second major manufacturer to officially come on board the Highway 66 is Tanks Incorporated. And I know I probably mentioned their name before in episode 1, but guys, this is official. We've made the phone calls. They said, okay, this is what they're going to do for us. And we're going to be getting a brand new tank from Tanks Incorporated to go in the back here. We're looking at the model, maybe a 16 to a 22 gallon. Again, we're going to drive this car, not just to the grocery store. We're going to drive it across country, put some miles on it, and have some fun. So anyway, we'll be getting the tank from them. We're going to be getting the fuel pump and the access panel, the door in the back, how I'm going to incorporate it into the back deck there behind the license plate. And guys, again, if you need a tank, if you need some, these guys, instead of using the old tank, trying to clean it out, that's one of the most important features that you can have on a car, especially a new build, is a brand new tank. Why build a new car, put all the work in it, just to have an old gas tank in there? So if you need a gas tank, give Tanks a call. Again, you think I'm representing them? You better believe I'm representing them, because they're doing us a big favor getting on board with this. But again, regardless of what they're decided to do, I've used these parts in the past and they work. So that's why we've picked these guys to come on board, and we're just excited that they've agreed to do that. So anyway, Vintage Air and Tanks Incorporated have come on board officially. So guys, thank you for letting me share that today. And I think we've got one more. We're really close to getting the answer here. We contacted them again today, and the good news is they've not said no. So in the last 2 weeks, they've given it some serious thought. And again, this is a big deal for these companies to get on board and put their trust in what I'm doing here, in this project. So again, I've got to hold up my end of the bargain. We've got to represent these companies in a professional manner. And again, that's exactly what I plan on doing. So guys, stick around. I hope you'll come back. And again, thank you for all the comments that you've made. I'm answering all that I can. They're coming in pretty quick. I think we're up to 3,000 views. It's building. And I think we have 200 subscribers. I know that's just getting started, but that's all we're doing. We're just getting started. So the more we get involved in the project, you're able to see what we're doing and the direction the car is going. I hope that just continues to grow. So please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you really want to help out, even more than that, give Tanks a call. Email them, text them, give Vintage Air a call. Say, hey, thanks. We watched this YouTube series, and we're starting to watch it, and we know about the Highway 66 project, so thanks for helping them out. I know that's probably asking a lot, and it's a lot of time for you to do that, but if you do, let them know what's going on, and let them know that you're supporting the 66 project too here. So guys, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Come back to visit for episode 3. We'll be working on that in a couple of days as we do some more work on the Corvair. So guys, enjoy your evening. Hope you enjoy the video, and I hope this is a little bit better than the last video there. So thanks again, and thanks for watching the Highway 66 project. Again, I'm the Lone Builder. Thanks for signing on. See ya.